So we are currently at the border between Lebanon and Syria. It's kind of chaotic a little bit, but also very creatively packed, as you can see. So this is our group and everyone is done. Maybe 2 hours approximately, a bit less than 2 hours at the border. We are 12 people and the journey begins. We're actually starting our Syrian visit from a very symbolical place, guys. So I'm now at the border between the Syria and Israel. Just up there you can see the mountains, which are actually the Golan Heights. This town is already Israeli, and if we zoom in we can see that the border is going all the way here. This is one of the biggest breaking points between the relation of those two countries, because the entire area up there used to be under the Syrian control for quite some time. However, as the result of the war in the 60s, Israel took over, and at the moment the status quo is actually dividing both countries at this place. So all these people are Nomadmania members who made it all the way here. And Nomadmania is actually our community of big travelers, many of whom kind of wish to visit every country in the world. I would say that the average amount of visited countries among this group should be somewhere around 100, 110, or maybe even more. So we are all very happy to be here and hope that this trip will be a real meaningful exploration of Syrian land. Let's see.
The reason why they didn't give permission every day for the people to go to Golan Heights. Sometimes there's some troubles that happen in some villages. There is some villages here that it has inside it some of the rebels, which they are always have drugs and problems. So in some seasons they make some troubles. In some occasions they make some troubles. So for that, it's not allowed to get inside this area in some days of the year. For that, we have to apply from like 15 or 20 days, but we didn't get the permission only 2 days before we enter this area, and it's very hard to get it, not easy, but hopefully we can do it. For like Harry said, this is the first group from long time ago. As a foreigner, who came here as a tourist. Before, I came here with the journalists. I came here with many people. We go to also the city of Al-Quraitara, which is damaged by Israel. We can visit it anytime, no problem. But this area, this hill, not allowed for all the foreigners to come here, like every time. So this picture, we take it here together. It will be
historical.
Yes, historical.
This rubble around is the part of formerly city of Quneitra, and it stays devastated since the war in the 70s over here. As you can see, nothing has been rebuilt, and it stays like this for a few decades. And unfortunately for me, as a Ukrainian, is rather a story I already seen in my own country, and obviously this is sad to see things in such condition. This place, as you can see, maybe you cannot see, but I do. It used to be a museum, And probably the last time it was in operation, guys, somewhere in the late 60s. Sadly to tell, they told us those are the old results of devastation, and obviously you know about the devastating civil war happened in Syria not long time ago. I'm afraid we'll see much more, even probably on a bigger scale. And there on the top, guys, you can see those are probably all of the Israeli military bases. So things are really squeezed here a lot on a small piece of land. The entire area is heavily militarized. Obviously, the proximity of the border is very close, and yeah, many things are obviously still not resolved, and who knows how things will develop here in the future. This is an example of one of the cities in the area. People are very nice over here. Everybody tells welcome, and well, thank you for inviting. What's your name, you told? Amar. I'm Orest. Yeah, this is the part of the Middle East. Despite different things, every traveler here is considered to be a messenger of God, and this is like what you would expect all around. All right, so we made it to Damascus just at the time of the evening prayer. Very good location, centrally based, and this will be our first night in Syria. So far looks promising. Oh, this is like this creative chaos. It's so beautiful. Yeah?
Damascus is amazing. It's really like going to 1001 Nights.
What are the highlights of we should expect on this trip, Harry?
Everything is a highlight.
Don't give it away.
Okay, well, among the highlights, fantastic Roman theater in Bosra, incredible meeting with the locals in Rabbah, a totally amazing former mosaic museum. I think that was my favorite, at least. And meeting a family and having dinner with them, and then meeting a whole small town, which is super happy you're there. I mean, yeah, the welcome in Syria is like nowhere else.
Oh wow. What is this?
Chicken, some sauce and rice.
Wow. So we are using Damascus as our base to travel around the country, at least that's the southern part, and the city looks pretty healthy and organic. Nice traditional architecture, busy streets, and some people, very friendly people. Hello, hello. How are you? Sabah el khair. Thank you.
This brand, Abu Arab Khader, they have registered in 158 countries in the world. So they import their stuff from here all over the world. And they are the most biggest brand for sweets and gourmet in all of Syria. They have two factories, one here and one in Jordan. So to skip from the sanctions, if some countries they didn't accept from Syria, so they send it from Jordan.
So they do the Aqaba, and from here, do they take it to Beirut, or they will still do the Jordan and Aqaba then?
No, from here to Beirut and also to Iraq, and from there to the world or to the Gulf. But from Jordan, that side to Jordan, Egypt, the Gulf.
How much is that?
400,000.
This is 40,000 only.
400. This is
400.
50,000.
400. And what's the exchange rate right here?
If you give 400,000, you get a really big box of sweets. That's the exchange rate.
All right.
Do I pay for you?
Anybody knows the exchange rate?
14,900.
Basically 15,000 per dollar.
Yeah.
And what's the official rate? Like this is the blue rate or official rate? We are not traveling only with our group. We are accompanied by local people, and we have some like major assistants in different areas. So let's try to figure out what they are doing.
I am as a tour operator, but I'm training to be as a tour guide. So this is about my work. I studied tourism management, and I live in the old Damascus.
So what are the main requirements for a travel specialist here in Syria?
I think the language.
Language and knowledge of the area,
Yeah,
obviously,
language
right?
knowledge.
Cool. Your colleague also graduated, I've heard. Tell
I
us.
graduated last year in economics. I'm not from Damascus, I'm from Homs. So I'm now here in Damascus to work with Mr. Fadi, an accountant.
She has all our money. Treasure. So Stuart, what about you? Where have you been?
Well, I've been to Syria is my 81st UN country that I've been to. I've been to all 7 continents. I usually travel very long term. I'll travel usually somewhere between 3 months, and the longest I've traveled was 23 months at a time.
In a row, yeah?
Yeah, without going home.
Where is home?
I come from the U.S. I come from Austin, Texas, in the U.S.
And you also mentioned that many travelers would not tell. You added UN countries specifying. Yeah. Can you please elaborate to the viewers what does it mean?
There are a lot of different definitions about what constitutes a country, and I usually use UN countries as my definer for a country. Other people may choose different definitions for a country, but a country that belongs to the United Nations, UN countries. There's 193 UN countries. And there are more countries that are not in the UN. For example, Vatican City's not in the UN. Palestine's not in the UN. There are a lot of, what do you call them, enclaves like Abkhazia, South Ossetia, Transnistria. They're not in the UN.
There are like different political organizations of a different level of autonomy that many people do consider them a country and many people don't, right? But for big travelers, especially for Mania members, a good starting point is actually the ultimate list of 193, which stands for United Nations countries, and then you can expand as far as you want depending on your travel appetite, right? And your travel appetite is pretty big, I would say so, because out of all the many different lists at Nomadmania, we have the one which is called Deep.
Yeah.
Deep stands for the ratio between the regions visited in the countries. So basically, the more regions you visit within a countries, the bigger is your score. So
Yeah,
tell us.
and I like to visit a lot of regions in a country when I go there. When I go to a country, I like to go all around the country while I'm there. Like, for example, in Japan, I spent 6 weeks. In Korea, I spent 6 weeks, you know, just traveling around the country and seeing different parts of the country. And I try to see about as much as I can. You know, sometimes I'll skip some islands and figure, well, I'll get to them the next time. You know?
Yeah, this already overlaps with our slow list, because Deeps goes to a number of regions, and in the Nomadmania, this is a definitive list, because we divide the world into regions which we believe will help encourage people to explore more of the world. And then we have the slow list, which stands for the amount of time you spend in every country. Yes, and obviously I would say that we try to cater to different types of travelers, and there are people who want to see more places. There are people who want to stay longer in places, right? There are people who just want to tick, and there are people who want to follow, let's say, a particular list of World Heritage Site. So you name it, we have it all. Try to check out nomadmania.com. During the antiquity, Syria was one of the most important and most prosperous areas of the Roman Empire. So basically, because of its situation in the Eastern Mediterranean, it was connecting all the trade routes between Europe, Africa, and Asia. And all the way long before the maritime trading route was developed to eastern lands, everything was coinciding, particularly here. The cities were flourishing, they were building up on a vast scale, and now we are visiting the site of ruins of the town Bosra, which at certain time at the beginning of the first millennium used to be one of the largest cities in this part of the world. The city is truly of an impressive scale. So whenever you see on the horizon, you see ruins all around, but at the same time there are exact fragments of the streets, buildings, basements. There are even some former settlements over there. As you can see, there are numerous ruins around in a different state of preservation, and this is, for example, guys, this is the former hammam,
where they will take their clothes off and they will put it like in these drawers and get ready to the bathroom, or you can say this is the meeting area, so they can like have a small talk, to chat, have like a meal. Like, guys, you've been to hammam yesterday, I think you can relate. So now we're gonna go to the hot and middle section for the hammam.
Let's go.
This is the hot section where they used to have their baths along with the hot water coming from the pipes. And if you want, you can take like a private room for your bath if you feel like a little, I don't know, shy. And we have this bath. This pathway is the middle section, because if you are like taking a shower here in the hot section, your body will be very heated, so you cannot go right outside. You will be like sick. So this section will be like to cool yourself. Yeah, to cool yourself off to the way out.
Various civilizations used to rule through centuries in those areas, obviously in a particular town of Bosra, and yeah, throughout an entire Syrian plateau, if we can tell so. This structure that doesn't even can fit in my screen used to be a Roman temple, and then basically it was converted into the mosque. And then also renovated. I just heard that it was converted into the mosque in the 7th century, becoming actually the first Muslim religious structure on the modern territory of Syria. Soon after, the Arabian armies, led by Muhammad, were actually going north from the Arabian Peninsula here in the Middle East. Surprisingly, this is still a functioning mosque now. Oh wow. So it looks like local people actually come here. We're already walking for a lot of time here, and you know, still scale doesn't stop impressing me. But what's really cute is that to see this kind of part of former mosaic from those times, right, which is still preserving. Oh wow, this is, guys, what I've been talking about, the amphitheater in Bosra. Without any discussions, this is definitely the most impressive landmark here in the southern part of Syria. It is considered to be one of the best preserved Roman amphitheaters in the entire world. At the start of the first millennium, it could accommodate here up to 15,000 people. It's exceptionally well preserved, as you can see, and the scale is simply massive. Definitely worth a trip all the way here. Applause! Woo! Yep, there it is, guys. This is our amphitheater, as you can see. Something similar, I would say, I would see in few places around Turkey, which has also a rich heritage from Hellenistic and Roman times. However, this one is on a different scale, absolutely. Alright, so we just went down, and what I really noticed that I didn't see before is very interesting geometry of staircases. Yeah, so basically there is one staircase going up for visitors, and over here, and then people can spread through different upper levels. However, it doesn't go all the way straight up. Yeah, but again, there is a breaking point in the middle, and they have to go different direction. And I think this is like really cool way to show how they distribute the flow of the crowds. So within minutes it could get empty, and yeah, very, very efficiently, obviously. The reason why this amphitheater is preserved so well is that during the Middle Ages, when the Muslims already conquered those areas, they actually built the entire castle around the amphitheater. So the walls actually were protecting the inner side of the masterpiece that we just seen before, and obviously this is, I mean, understandably a beneficial point for the UNESCO heritage list. And by the way, guys, in Nomad Mania we have a full list of UNESCO heritage sites, so some people just follow that travel track and kind of get a good ranking on our website. From here you can see the entire Bosra skyline. You can see how huge the city was. Unfortunately, it's not preserved, obviously, that state, and there are also some scars of modern or recent developments, as you can see over here. There are still, you can see, so many scars of the recent fighting over here, so these are definitely the new one. Obviously these are the things that were like remaining from the old times. And yeah, like, take a look at this building. There are so many bullet holes over here, right? So I was just walking on the streets of Damascus, and a nice young man approached me, and he told, "Do you want to go to my home?" I thought, like, yeah, why not? Let's go. And here we are. So it's very interesting to see how things look inside. That's actually a traditional home, and like your family lives here, right?
Of course.
Grandfather. So all this home is your family?
Yes.
Or like there are different families?
No, one family.
All your family. Okay, so this is very, very nice. So it's a beautiful yard inside, as you can see. Yeah, please give us a tour. Amazing entrance. This is where the family sits actually all together. Oh, and this is like a special room? Oh, this is room for some celebrations? Very interesting. What is this room? What people do here?
Living room.
Living room. Yeah, and the nice, it's like really, when it's hot everywhere.
This is the lemon tree.
Lemon tree inside the house. Oh, so beautiful.
This is academia. Do you know what academia?
Academia?
Yes.
No.
It's some of fruit.
Some other fruits. This one. This fruit.
This one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, but I'm sure like how beautiful is it inside here? How old is this house? Too much. 15?
Very, very old.
15? No, 150 maybe.
500.
Yeah, 500. Okay. 500. Oh, okay.
But my family, 50
Years live here, yeah. Okay. And where does the family come from? They are Syrian traditionally.
Yes.
And from which city? They're from there.
The same.
And then they bought this house. Yes, I understand.
Of course. This street is this street name is Shahur.
Shahur Street.
Shahur Street.
This is a very good place. It could be easily a hotel. Wow, I'm so lucky. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You see, and people in Syria are very, very nice. My name is Orest.
Welcome.
Your name is very hard in Syria.
No,
your name
look,
is very
it's
hard.
easy. It's Forest,
Forest.
Orest. So
Okay,
Forest
okay.
without F. No F, Orest.
Okay.
Orest. Yeah. First Scheide. Yeah. First Scheide. See you. Bye bye.
Bye. Come here.
Okay, bye bye, guys. We also came on another small street. Hassan invited me to the workshop of his father. So this is the father, and come closer. Let me do it.
Go ahead.
Hello, Sabah al Khair. And you are, so we are having some workshop. Hassan's father does is basically this personalized kind of things for Nergele. Yeah, this is Nergele. And
I'm Hassan.
And you are Hassan, yeah. And these are the things they are done so well. Oh, very beautiful things. How many things per day? Like 50, 10, 20? How many things per day he can do it?
10, 12.
10, 12,
11.
a lot.
This is handmade machine.
Handmade, okay.
All of this is
Yes,
handmade.
yes.
And it's,
And you have to cut it and so on.
This is dangerous. Actually,
of course,
this is dangerous.
This.
Not a lot of people can work in it. This is my dad is make it.
Yeah, he's specialized. Okay. Shukran, very interesting. Yeah. So this is also what the father does from the beginning. And who is buying this? Like restaurants, people?
Maybe restaurants, maybe people, maybe anyone can buy this.
Anyone can go and say, very nice. Okay, and we will have a personalized souvenir like this, some good presents. Okay, shukran. So this is the end of the working day. Your father is about to finish working, no?
Of course.
Go to the family.
No, my father will stay in the.
Continue working.
Of course.
Very beautiful. Thank you very much. Perfect. So eventually they didn't want to take money for this. It became a present, a very nice personal present. And just in front of it, we're invited to another gallery of Mustafa Ali. And this is another beautiful courtyard, as you can see, with a lot of pieces of art that Mr. Ali is producing here. Oh, wow. So beautiful. Thank you for showing me all of this. Yes. Of course. Impressive. So, Hassan, what do you do? Where do you work?
My work in the Shari Al Saura.
What do you do? You do
IT.
IT stuff. IT, wow. Okay. Well, thank you very much for catching me on the street and using this opportunity to show around your family, your friends.
You are welcome.
This is something what happens without any expectations here in the streets of Damascus, and I'm very grateful for this. Thank you very much.
We called in Syria Forsa.
Fursa.
Forsa.
Fursa. What does it mean?
Chance.
Chance. That was a
This
good
is
Fursa.
good chance.
Good chance.
Good Forsa.
Absolutely.
Of course.
So just this great experience happened to me. People seen it in the video I just told to you. Like, is it like it's a cool stuff, right? So people just meet like this.
People are like the hospitality of the Damascene people are like indescribable, and as what I was saying, that when you walk through Damascus alleys, you will notice that all the doors are look alike, but when you enter the house, you will be surprised by how big it is, or
Rich in decoration.
rich decoration, how many family members are living there. But from the outside, you will think that this is just a door and nothing else.
It looks very poor from the outside, right?
Yeah, there's a reason behind it. When the Ottomans were in Syria, they put high taxes on the wealthy people who were like well decorated of their houses or their alleys, wherever. So all the people of Damascus really took off all the decoration of the external part of the houses, so they will get no taxes at all.
So it's basically like they don't flash their wealth.
Exactly.
This is reminds me in Ukraine. In Ukraine, it comes different in the psyche of people. You know, so some people say if they start having money, they buy an expensive car, and they say like, "Look at me," yeah. And some people, they don't want to show their wealth, so others don't gossip about it.
Yeah.
How does the taxation system work here now, for example?
We don't pay a very high taxes. Like when you go to the restaurant, you will notice that this is like 5% or 10% max. So we don't really pay high taxes. Even the employees, or they don't pay high taxes from their salaries. It's nothing compared to the other countries.
I believe this was a good trip and a meaningful video for you. Special thanks to Fadi, our host over here. Fadi, it was an amazing stuff, and this present with the Modmania logo and the flag of Syria is simply impressive. What's your final words and what's your message to the entire world and travelers? Would you like to share?
I would like to share all my love to my country with everyone, and to let them come and visit and give us the chance to let them enjoy our country.
I'm pretty sure you will not regret it. The links to Golden Team, the Fadi's company, and him personally will be next to this video, so make use of it, and welcome in Syria. Good luck.
No Mania, Golden Team!